Hello, my darklings, lightlings, and everybody else in the tarot community. How are you today? If you're joining me again, thank you so much. You guys friggin' killed it on that Alice in Wonderland tag that we did. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. I'll put the link in the description. And I had promised I would create more fairy tale based tarot tags. So here it is today. We have Beauty and the Beast, one of my favorites, second to Alice in Wonderland. Yes. So I hope you guys have fun with this and I hope you join it. Feel free to, mix or match things up, whatever. Just do your thing. And much Show love. Me your Belle deck. This is a deck with beauty that you cannot deny. The box and the cards. For this, I chose the Wisdom House of Night Oracle deck. It is, outside of the Starseed Oracle, one of the prettiest decks that I have as far as the box and the art goes. So that's the cover. It really does look a lot like the book series covers. And the cards, I think, are absolutely gorgeous. Now on my tags, you may see that I show a lot of the same decks over and over. I'm sorry, I do not have that big of a collection. So I'm using what I have, and yeah. But I do feel like this deck is beautiful, gorgeous. I hope you can see that okay. That tree, the colors in it, the whole vibe. At least it is how I perceive beauty. You may perceive beauty a different way. Beauty is subjective, as are all things, really. But look at that warrior card. I just think it's gorgeous, right? I adore it. So those are just a few examples. Number 2, show me your tarot library, big or small. Let's see those decks on the shelves. This is my itty bitty little tarot library. My altar cloth in the way there. Excuse it, I got ash and all everywhere from work. There must be more than this provincial life. Yes. Number 3 is show me a deck that inspires a life or a dream through the artwork. This can be fantasy or kind of realistic, like something you dream of in, your reality. Alchemy 1977 England Tarot is my choice, and this would be more of a fantasy. Of course, I would love to live in a world of fantasy and all of these creatures around me, castles and dungeons and beings and mummies and fairies. I mean, I know these things all exist to me anyway. However, it's kind of in an astral or elemental or a hidden realm. I want to be this queen, holding this cup in my castle and being able to interact with all of these beings as my reality. Matter of fact, just insert me into a Skyrim simulation or a simulation of this deck. Now, I don't have a deck for this one, but I know a lot of you may. So, number 4, show me your Gestaun deck. This is a deck that everyone gawks after, but you really don't like or want it. It can be one that you even gave away. And number 5, show me your Beast deck. This is a deck that you didn't really like at first, but you ended up falling in love with its charm. For me, that's going to be my Tarot Z. I got this deck because I absolutely love zombies and zombie themed things. And at first, I was a little disappointed with it. Not that the art isn't good, not that, the deck in itself isn't good. I just maybe expected a little more. I'm not sure what I was expecting. But as I started using it more and more and working with it, I really did fall in love with this. I think it can be very symbolic for certain readings or certain situations. And years ago, BC, meaning before COVID, uh, I think it was harder for me personally to resonate to. But then I started working with this a lot more through lockdown and that time. And I guess you could see how this would have impacted that situation. That was a rough time for us all, right? But I really did end up just falling in love with this. It's my favorite so far out of the zombie decks that I've seen. So yes, yes. Number 6, Show Me Your Castle deck. This is a deck that took a bit to connect with, maybe even somewhat felt like a dungeon, but it ended up becoming familiar or becoming your support deck, almost like home. For me, that's going to be the Kipper deck. Now, I am still learning this system, okay, and I think that's kind of what threw me off, was learning about this new system altogether. I absolutely love the cards. And what's interesting is I can read quite intuitively without even using a system with these cards. I think most people could. However, I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to, learn this, if I want to go there. Do I want to learn this system? It seems complicated. And the way other people describe it, I'm not so sure I can. And it's coming along quite well. And I'm starting to really, really like this. Also, I like breaking rules. I will read with it intuitively. And it serves me quite well, I think. So, regardless of the system, I think you can still use the cards and familiarize yourself with them in order to still interpret or even fortune tell with them. So, that is my castle deck. Number 7, Show Me Your Chip deck. So this is a deck that appears maybe a little childish or comes off with a lot of innocence in the deck, yet still gives really good advice. For me, that's the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. I've expressed my opinions on this before. However, it still gives me pretty good advice because it still runs off your basic systems. Yet, this does kind of, even though Tim Burton, come off quite childish or innocent in a way, if you could see my perspective through that. Maybe it's because I relate this so much to my childhood as well. I adored this movie and a lot of Tim Burton things at that age. Number 8, Show Me Your Maurice deck. This deck is the father giving you guidance with inspiration to reinvent your thoughts on any situation while you read with it. Now, for me, that is going to be the Thoth Tarot. I kind of see some of Crowley's views as a bit fatherly or reinvented, and it helps me reinvent my perspectives while reading with it. It helps me reinvent perspectives and also ways of guiding myself through the symbolism and deep occultism within the cards, especially after you kind of study it. And yes, so, and I always love that part in the movie, when Gaston's like, crazy old Maurice, but he wasn't really crazy. I guess that's perspective too, but I didn't think he was crazy, whereas a lot of people kind of think Crowley is. And the last one, number 9, Show Me Your Happily Ever After deck. This is one that either has a love theme or some sort of theme that you find heavily romantic or like unionized or a coming together. For me, I'm going to choose the Tarot of the Vampires. I think it is highly romantic, and I mean, it would be my version of happily ever after. And if you don't have, you know, like a love themed deck or whatever, I mean, this isn't particularly love themed. Don't worry about it. Maybe show me your favorite deck that has your favorite lover's card in it. But I'm a sucker for gothic romance, and this deck really screams. Oh, my light, sorry. Gothic romance, you know? I mean, look at this. She looks like she's having a oh moment, if you know what I mean. I don't want this video demonetized. I mean, even this devil card, that is hot to me. One at his knees and the other like, okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. Here's the sun card in this deck. And here is the lover's card in this deck. I could see that as my perfect depiction of like the Beauty and the Beast. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Well, I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you participate. And much love to you guys.